everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well, taking care of yourselves as much as you're taking care of your loved ones. So today I am here with experimental cooking. I actually got two dishes married to each other. That is a South Indian chicken biryani along with a chicken pulao, a normal chicken pulao. The outcome was amazing and I would love to share that outcome with you. But for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, hi, my name is Natalia and you're welcome to my channel. Please take a moment, subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free and I make a lot of other videos. You can go check them out. If it relates to you, maybe we could connect. But for now, go ahead, check this recipe and try it out yourself and let me know how do you feel about it.
So step number 1, marination. The list is on display, whatever ingredients required. So let's begin. I have taken here 500 grams of chicken, to which I am adding Kashmiri red chili powder, 2 teaspoon, extra spicy. If you want it more spicy, you can add 1 more teaspoon, but for me 2 teaspoons is more than sufficient. So getting that added, to which I'll be adding ginger garlic paste. Now here I've got a ready-made ginger garlic paste. If you have the time, you can freshly grind ginger and garlic and use, but since I have the paste ready, so I am going to be adding 1.5 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. After adding ginger garlic paste, I am going to be following it up with curd. Curd, now I am going to be using 2.5 tablespoon of curd, adding salt to taste. And once I've added all these ingredients, you can use a spoon, but I prefer using my hands. Make sure that if you are not used to using your hands, you could get a burning sensation. Now since I'm used to it, now second step is I'm going to be taking rice, washing and soaking 500 grams of rice here. That is, so 500 grams of chicken, 500 grams of rice. Third step is blending. The ingredients are on display. I have taken literally half cover coconut, grated it, then handful of coriander leaves. Then I've used small garlic flakes, 10-15. If you're using big garlic flakes, then use around 8. Likewise, even cashews, 10-15 cashews I have taken. If you're using big cashews, then 8 or 9 would do. And 1 piece of ginger. Blending it all in. This is how the blended ingredients would look, green in color, nice light green in color. And moving on to the next step. Step number 4 is cutting and clipping for frying. Taken 4 onions finely chopped, 2 tomatoes, remove their seeds, kept 7 to 10 tablespoons of oil ready with 2 tablespoons of ghee. Moving on, step number 5, seasoning. Ingredients are on display. I've taken 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, that's jeera, 1 black cardamom and 4 green cardamoms, that's elaichi, 4 cloves, 4 green chilies, 1 cinnamon stick. Since it's a fat fellow, if you're taking small cinnamon, make sure you take 2 sticks, and 1 huge bay leaf. Even bay leaf, if you're using small ones, then make sure you take 2 of them. And let's prep for the seasoning. Throughout the whole process, I'm going to be doing it on low flame. So let's begin. Here I put the vessel on low flames and adding around 8 tablespoons of oil. In the process, if I require more oil, I will put, but for now I'm starting off with 8 tablespoons. Heating the oil really nicely, making sure the oil is nice and hot. Whatever I showed you earlier, the cardamom, the cinnamon, the green chilies, the clove, the bay leaves, everything I'll be putting in and making sure that they don't burn. So even if I get the slightest of aroma, I will move on to the next step and I'll give it a little stir. Since the oil is very hot, it won't take much time to season. So whenever you're dealing with these full spices, we do not want to burn these spices, so be a little mindful. So now in this whole process, using low flames. If you're good with high flames, then I would suggest that if you are really alert, then you can season on high flame for all these spices. But since I was doing a lot of other things together, so I kept it on low flames and did not want to burn the spices. After giving a stir, after getting this little aroma of the spices and confirming it's completely seasoned, in fact the aroma will tell you that it has seasoned, I quickly move on to the next step. Once I noticed that my full spices were nicely seasoned, I moved on and dropped the finely chopped onions. But once I dropped the onions, I realized that the oil was a little less, so I added 2 more tablespoons of oil and let the onions season, or rather fry in the oil for the next 6 minutes. Now since I'm working on low flames, so definitely it took around 6 to 7 minutes for the onions to go nice and transparent. But if you're working on high or medium flames, then it should take nothing less than 3 to 4 minutes and you're good to go. But since these are low flames, so it took around 6 to 7 minutes for the onions to fry. Gave it a nice stir and left the onions to fry in the oil and the spices and go transparent. That would bring us to the next step once the onion goes transparent. So we are waiting for the onions. There you go, you can see the onions all transparent and nice. Now it's time to drop the finely ground green masala. I mixed the green masala completely with the onions and the full spices. I put 1 teaspoon of chili powder and 1 tablespoon of ghee. Let the mixture sit for around 4 minutes before I drop the tomatoes in. Once I drop the tomatoes in, I mixed it completely. I covered the lid, put some water on the lid and let the masala cook for like around 5 minutes. But in between, I was opening the lid and seeing if the masala was getting caught or no. Lucky for me, it did not happen, but just in case if your masala is getting caught or burnt, you can add oil, ghee or a little water. Now the next thing is entirely optional, that I fried some potatoes and I'll be using the potatoes after I drop the rice and cooking the rice with the mixture. This is optional. 6 minutes down and I've completely lifted the lid and you can see all the spices and the masala is completely blended. The masala has changed color and the aroma is really beautiful at this point of time. So now what I'm going to be quickly doing is dropping the chicken in that I marinated at the first step. Please make a note that the moment you marinate your chicken, like what I did, I marinated the chicken on the first step and kept it in the fridge for it to set. And before I could drop this green masala in, I removed the chicken and allowed it to come to room temperature. That was giving it 10-15 minutes for the chicken to come to room temperature and to thaw. So now I will be dropping the marinated chicken. As you can see, this is the marinated chicken that was left out for 10-15 minutes before it could be thrown in with the masala. Once I put the chicken in, I make sure I coat each and every piece of the chicken with the masala that is there. As you can see, I have gone ahead and thrown the chicken in and made sure that all of the masala gets coated on the chicken. Once I have done that, I cover the lid and put some water on the lid and let it cook for 9 minutes. I let the chicken and the masala cook for 9 minutes. Lifted the lid. At this point, I'm going to add the rice, but giving the mixture a little stir. Now since this is a voiceover, I would like to tell you that I made 2 errors. Error number 1 is, now you'll see me putting the rice, and after I dropped the rice, I should have allowed the rice to sit on the masala undisturbed for at least 3 to 4 minutes, allowing the rice to parboil. After which I should have gently mixed the whole rice and the masala and the complete mixture, and that would have prevented my rice to become a little sticky and a little overcooked. But this is one mistake that I made. So if you're trying this recipe or any such recipe, make sure that once you put the rice, allow it to settle down, give it 3 to 4 minutes, let it par cook, and then do the mixing. And as you can see, I am doing the mixing here, which is absolutely wrong. I shouldn't have done that, and because of which my rice got a little too sticky. So avoid this one error. Once I went ahead and mixed the rice, now you can see that's my mom's hand. She's helping me to mix the rice. She even told me to allow it to sit, but then I didn't listen to her and I asked her to stir the whole thing up, which you shouldn't do. Now after this, I'm going to be adding water. This brings me to the error number 2 that I made. Now the water is this color that you can see because I put the water in the mixer cup to get all the leftover green masala. I went ahead and put 2.5 cups of water, where in the case I should have just put 1.5 or 2 cups of water, considering the fact that the masala and the chicken had its own gravy and so much water wasn't required. And secondly, my rice was soaking for almost 30 minutes. So make sure that when you soak your rice for 30 minutes, and if your gravy already has that water and the oil oozing out, you don't need to put so much water. This could be another reason why the rice got a little overcooked and sticky. So make sure you avoid these two errors. Now once I've done that, mama is adding salt, and we'll be covering the lid of this vessel and putting some water on the lid and letting this cook for like around 20 to 25 minutes. So there, we've covered the lid. Lifted the lid after exactly 27 minutes, and as you can see, because of the extra water and the untimely mixing, the rice has got a little sticky, and it's not as loose as it's supposed to be. So make sure that you don't put excessive water and you do not mix before time. Now there you can see I have put the rice on the plate, and those are the potatoes that I mixed with the rice, which I fried. It was totally yummy. The aroma was amazing, and look at the color, look at everything. Apart from it being sticky, the taste was yum.
Hi guys, I'm back. I hope you've gone ahead and checked that recipe. It's absolutely fine to make mistakes. You know, we learn through mistakes, and cooking basically is an art, and you need to follow your heart more than you follow the recipe. So this is what I have done. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free. Do click the bell icon so that each time I come up with a video, you get notified. Till then, take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful day. Bye.